Ancient legends speak of beings that descended from the skies. They weren't just visitors. They were creators, guides, and perhaps something more. Long before humans wrote their first words, these entities may have shaped the course of our entire civilization. Were they divine, alien, or simply misunderstood? Today, we chase the trail of the world's oldest and most persistent mystery, a story whispered across mythologies, religions, and ancient ruins. Who were these beings? Why did they come? And what truth lies beyond their presence? In this episode, we go beyond what history books tell us and dive deep into the origins of myth, belief, and forgotten knowledge. This is not just a story, it's a search for something hidden. Welcome to Beyond the Truth. The year is 1968. After years of travel and relentless investigation, a curious mind brings forth a theory that would reshape how many see human history. Swiss author Erich von Däniken publishes a groundbreaking book that leaves an indelible mark on modern thought. Chariots of the Gods questions everything we think we know about ancient civilizations. Däniken highlights strange similarities between ancient cultures, shared symbols, aligned myths, and eerily similar architectural feats. His bold conclusion? These parallels may not be coincidences, but clues left behind by visitors from beyond our world. Thus, the term Ancient Astronaut Theory is born. This theory suggests that thousands of years ago, extraterrestrials visited Earth and sparked humanity's civilizational leap. Däniken cites fascinating evidence. Peru's Nazca lines only visible from the sky, the mind-bending precision of the pyramids, and myths of sky beings repeated across continents. But then comes the question that turns everything upside down. What if human history, as we know it, is deeply flawed, and our true origins lie in a forgotten, shared past? Inspired by this, author Zecharia Sitchin enters the scene with his 1976 book, The 12th Planet, and a 7-part series known as The Earth Chronicles. His writings introduce a now infamous name into the global conversation: the Anunnaki. Unfortunately, in today's internet age, this complex theory often gets simplified, or worse, sensationalized. Online, conspiracy enthusiasts present Sitchin's ideas as though they're undeniable truths. Some go so far that you'd think they were personally related to the Anunnaki, like their mom came from Nibiru and their cousin lives on Mars. Suddenly, everyone's an expert who remembers everything. But beyond the jokes and internet noise, the core question remains: what if the truth is not only stranger than fiction, but older than any history book dares to admit? It's one thing to believe in the Anunnaki, it's another to talk about them like they're your childhood friends. In this episode, I won't be quoting directly from Zecharia Sitchin's books. While he made fascinating connections after years of research, he also filled many gaps with his own interpretations. And sure, he was a writer. Some would say creative liberties are part of storytelling. But today, thanks to misinformation, many of those gaps are treated as undisputed facts. That's where the whole narrative starts to fall apart. In this video, my goal is different: to connect ancient texts, myths, and beliefs with real historical clues. Yes, we'll still touch on some of Sitchin's ideas, but with more grounded, evidence-based links. Our first stop takes us to where this story began: ancient Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization. Human history tells us that by 4500 BCE, the Sumerians appeared, fully formed and astonishingly advanced. Writing, astronomy, complex mathematics, even the first hospital system and library began with them. One has to ask, how did all of this emerge so suddenly, as if starting mid-chapter in a book? That's when some historians began to wonder, were the Sumerians truly the first, or just continuing something far older? A question that may have led you to watch this very video. Ancient myths like Atrahasis, Enuma Elish, and Gilgamesh speak of powerful beings known as the Anunnaki. Their name means royal bloodline of the heavens, descendants of An and Ki. But none of the ancient texts tell us exactly when or why they appeared. Sitchin's idea that they arrived 400,000 years ago to mine gold? A creative theory, but unsupported by original texts. Still, the ancient epic Enuma Elish does speak of divine conflicts before Earth even existed. According to this story, Earth formed after violent cosmic battles, and the Anunnaki were tasked with restoring order. The origin of these beings remains a mystery, but we do have hints about their actions. Perhaps the most striking claim? That they created humankind and began our history. In the late 1800s, archaeologists like Henry Layard and Hormuzd Rassam unearthed Sumerian ruins buried for millennia. What they found changed everything. Thousands of clay tablets, statues, and artifacts that rewrote human history. Among them were texts like Enki and Nimma, which revealed a tale of human creation that stunned scholars. While modern religions often describe humans as noble and supreme, these tablets tell a far darker tale. I say religious representatives because, truthfully, not all scriptures claim humans are that special. For example, the Quran calls humans caliphs and honored, but still emphasizes their duty is to obey and serve. So perhaps all that talk of human superiority is ego, not divine truth. Just turn on the news, and you'll see how far we are from divine perfection. The tablets of Enki and Ninmah, and others like Atrahasis, paint a different picture, that humans were not created out of love, but out of necessity, to serve. And before humanity, there was another race, lesser divine beings serving the Anunnaki. They were called the Igigi. So, who really created us? And what happened to the Igigi? That's where things get even more mysterious. If you want to uncover the rest of this ancient puzzle, make sure to like the video, subscribe to Beyond the Truth, and let us know in the comments if you want part 2. This is just the beginning.